Welcome, everybody, to the preview of the Miami Dolphins versus the Arizona Cardinals. That's going to be happening this Sunday at Hard Rock Stadium. So this matchup between the Cardinals and the Dolphins just got a whole lot closer because finally, after what, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, Tua is back. He is going to come back out of the concussion protocol, and he is going to perhaps save this team. He's going to save this team for the Dolphins and then finally get the ball to Tyreek Hill and to Jalen Waddle, who needed the receiving to fulfill the contract, that the money that they're making. Miami sits now at 2-4. And this is the one win with Tyler Huntley against the New England Patriots. This hopefully sparks up something for the Dolphins for the rest of the season, because we're already going to be in November soon. After this game, we're going to be heading to November. And the schedule is not going to be any easier. I'm just telling you flat out right now. So, everybody is encouraged by Tua's return. And thank God Tua's okay and he's able to play. Now, everybody, no more bullying Tua. I know there's going to be some people who are still going to bully him. I am not going to be those people. I don't think I've ever was that person. But no bullying Tua if he does bad. Okay? Because if he does good and he starts winning games for us, and then the one game that he sucked, or he doesn't play well for the Dolphins, the one game and then rebounds the next, and you bully him anyway, saying that, oh, it's a Tua problem, then it just shows that you don't know football. Just telling you flat out. Okay? Because there are multiple problems. It doesn't start with Tua. In all honesty, it's not his fault. It's not his fault at all. That's just my opinion. Okay? We can argue with many things, but we're going to do this video. So that's the big news, that Tua is returning. As far as Arizona, they are 3-4 to start the season. Their first game, they started off doing very well against the Buffalo Bills, but they fell short. And Buffalo did come back and win that game. But they beaten the crap out of the Rams, 41-10. And Detroit came in town, and they're Detroit now, so that's good news for them. But Washington comes into town, and they lay the waste out of the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, somehow, some way, I don't know how, but they beat the San Francisco 49ers, their division rival. They beaten them at Levi's, 24-23. It was that crazy comeback in the fourth quarter, and I believe they had a game winner. Well, kinda, Chad Ryland with that 35. It was pretty much that it was a go-ahead field goal that would ultimately win them the game. Then they go to Lambeau. No shame of losing the Packers. The Packers at home is impossible to beat. Then the Chargers came to town and they beat them by 2. So now they got to travel back to the East to play against the Dolphins when Tua is returning. Their quarterback, I believe their quarterback is still Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray still having himself a pretty decent season. When I see the Cardinals play, I don't think Kyler Murray was even playing. I think he got hurt. I think I saw Dobbs play, but he got shipped off to the Vikings. But for this season, it's been all right. It's been a pretty back and forth season for Kyler Murray. But for the Dolphins, they need to get this win to get that playoff hopes back up, because we're not expected to make the playoffs after the season we're having. Okay. Now the last few times that the Dolphins have played against the Cardinals, we actually beat them quite often. We actually matched up pretty well against them in recent years. They were ugly wins, and then there were some really good ones. And then the last time we played against Arizona was in Arizona. I forgot where it is. What part of Arizona? Let me double check real quick. I'm kind of dumb at this point. I think it's Glendale. Let me double check real quick before I get my ass kicked. Yeah, Glendale, Arizona, State Farm Stadium. But when we went to that stadium, we went to that stadium 4 years ago. We had beaten them. We had beaten them 34-31. It was that walk off. It was the walk off. What do you call it? The walk off field goal. This, with the head-to-head record all time, Miami has better matchup better against the Cardinals. They're 10-3 against the Cardinals. The last time the Cardinals beat the Dolphins back in 2012, and that was an overtime game. It was a heartbreak game against the Cardinals. We should have won that game, but it didn't. The Cardinals only beat us 3 times in history. Only 3 times. And they beat us in 2004, they beat us in 2008, and they beat us in 2012. But everything else, the Dolphins matched up well against the Cardinals. So let's see what happens in this one. Tua had himself a really good game against the Cardinals in Glendale 4 years ago. Let's see what happens this time where the Cardinals come into town against the Dolphins. It's a pretty tough matchup again, pretty tough match for the Cardinals, but we're going to see what happens. Otherwise, we're in some serious trouble. More injuries occurred from the last game. Tyler Huntley's out. He's going to be gone for a while. I think they signed another quarterback in a practice squad just in case, but thankfully in time, Tua came back. Now, please, 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 no more injuries. Okay? So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to watch the Dolphins play, of course, and then scream again, being pissed off again. No matter the case that may be, I'm still going to go for the Dolphins. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for our content because Miami TUG has you back. And when he does, hit it right there with the entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TUG signing off, folks. See you later.